Good morning. Right, let's just wait for some people to arrive, and I'm gonna take the tea back out of my tea because it looks pretty much done and I don't want really strong peppermint tea again. So, I'm going to go ahead and just try and brush off any sort of excess fluff that's on here. Ooh, let's not fly so far away, please. Because obviously not all of it is stuck. So let's brush off the extra fluff. Okay. Put that down, make sure there's nothing on the brush, because I kind of do need that one to be usable still, and not full of little yarn pieces and fluffy bits. I'm going to have to make some sort of stuffed animal at some point, just to get rid of all of these bits that I've got left over. I'll put that on my little leftover yarn pile. Oh my gosh, the fly is back. Hi, Abian. Oh, is the chat box above me not connected? That's weird. So early, the chat box isn't awake. Ah, look at that. Look at that, I got it working. Okay. So, I think today we're just gonna decorate the main body of the house. The main body. Is it even a body? I don't know. Does it count as a body? Do you count as a body? Oh, wow. Love the way it looks on the inside. It's just all white underneath and it's just... Good morning, chat box. Yes, good morning to the chat box. Need to be polite so that it works well for us, doesn't it? My brush looks a little bit pink. Seems I didn't wash out the paint well enough last time. Oh well, that can happen. We all do that sometimes. That's just regular artist stuff. I'm technically going for a light blue, but at the moment... Oh, it's dried very well actually, which is great. Because now I can paint all the other stuff. Hi Emma, good morning, how are you? Is that a fly crawling around my leg or something? Oh, I have a fly in my room that just really likes me for some reason. It's been bothering me all morning that I've spent in my room. Just randomly landing on me and then just... I don't know what it's doing, it just crawls around. But as you can see, it's warm in Ireland right now. Warm enough for me to dare to put on a t-shirt. I know, that's quite a shocker. Doing okay, not got anything to do this morning, so I thought I'd join stream. I haven't joined in a while. Yeah, that's true. Come on. Oh, that's a cute little rhyme. Fly, fly, fly away, come again another day. I actually don't mind the fly. I've been thinking of naming it. It's a kind of small one. It's like not one of the very huge flies. It's on the smaller side of the species. Not tiny. Like I can fly bird. Thank you. Right. So aside from putting glitter on top of a roof, I've been thinking about putting vines and flowers on the side of this house just to make it a little bit more colourful. 20 degrees. It's warm here, but I've still been wearing jumpers in like 20 degrees Celsius. The funny thing is, if the sun is out and I feel warm, I don't wear jumpers. But if it's cloudy and it's 20 degrees, I do wear jumpers. 30 degrees though. Oh, I could never live with that. I just realized I could have made up fake scenes inside of these windows. Like what you would see through them rather than just painting them blue. But I think for placeholder, it's okay. But now I kind of do want to do that. Paint in some scenes in these windows. That would be really cool. Happens to all of us. But I do know I'm going to be going out today and I'm going to be outside. So, yeah, I don't know how the city usually gets. The one that we're going to. But in my experience, it's always a little bit warmer in a city than in a village or on top of a hill. And we are in like one of the more higher up towns in Ireland, so you know, better be safe and put on a t-shirt for the trip later on today. Right. It seems I've reactivated some of the paint here. Paint over that just real quick. Again, make it a little bit more blue than brown. Huh, it looks all purple in light, kind of. If you're going downhill, it probs gets warmer, yeah. Even though technically the rule is hot air rises up, but I guess that only goes for when you're inside. Outside, the higher you go, the colder it gets, and the more windy it gets as well. Although wind-wise, it's been a relatively okay day. Let's give this door a frame. Oh my gosh. Very wonky frame. Oh no, the laptop! Oh dear. We have a problem. The window glass is escaping. So that's not good. Oh no. We don't want you escaping, thank you. We're so painting over that. Okay. So it's been kind of windy, which is making the warm temperature slightly cold. That's true. Wind always cools everything down. Unless it's a warm kind of wind. Although I don't think we get that much here. Okay, it's only the triangle window that's had a little breakout. Goodness gracious. You would think the window would behave, but no, it doesn't wanna. Right, let's try and paint over the thing that's broken out now. Let's just kind of spread over the thing and make it look like there's nothing there. Not an easy task to do with this. I'll paint plants over it, and that's going to be my way of dealing with mistakes like that. But it happens, you know. Oh. Then I would suggest buying milk. Or eating bread. Yogurt also works very well with cereal. Num. Anything else that could go for breakfast, that could work for breakfast? Otherwise, you're going to have to go shopping first. I'm gonna paint over the window frames because they're just a little bit thin. And some of that brown is coming through, so still kind of want to go for little scenes inside of the windows. You know, one is looking into the living room, one's into the bedroom. We've got little curtains maybe. Oh. Oh, dry cereal, no. Cow mode. Cow mode would be eating grass though. Ah, I get that feeling. I really get that feeling. Not wanting to go anywhere. Felt that far too much this week. Not wanting to go anywhere. Oops. The window frames are getting wonkier. Don't we all love our wonky window frames? What's grass but a cow's cereal? Makes you think. But cows... I don't know. Cereals are usually hard until you put some milk on it. Or some other liquid, depending on whether you can tolerate drinking milk. Yeah, it's also very lunch and dinner. It's not like their breakfast cereal only. So what you're saying is they're having cereal all day, every day. why. Food is important. To be fair, I didn't eat my whole breakfast this morning. I didn't eat as much as I should have. But that was just for other reasons. I usually always have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Unless I'm sick or have some other reason why I can't go downstairs. Milk and some green cookies. I always have breakfast. It's either overnight oats or bread with cheese and ham. You know, the perfect German breakfast. A wrap. I love wraps. Right, let's deal with that area. I'm gonna get a tinier brush, a smaller brush. Starting to look very used. Might have to swap it out soon. Chocolate buttons. That doesn't sound like a whole dinner to me, honestly. It sounds like a little bit more of a snack. Oh, I left the drawer open. A pack of chips. Well, I suppose that does count in a way. There's a brush here and there. Crisps. I know what you meant either way. I usually always call them chips. We all call them chips in my family, actually. It's probably gonna take a while in school for the little ones to get used to calling them crisps and not chips. These vines are so rough. I just don't feel like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with this. But I'm going to putting colourful dots on them just to make it look a little less clunky, I guess. Patatillas. Cute. I like that. Patatillas. Oh, Becky doesn't know I'm streaming. So I don't think we're going to get a best mod visit unless she read the chat and knows I'm streaming. We'll have to see. Yeah, technically these are now summer holidays for me, kind of. Because I did get into the art course, which is going to be starting in September. It's so exciting. That leaf is huge that I just painted. Wow. shout out a very loud, "Best man, come here!" No, I won't do that. So thank you, Emma. Our Fairyhouse is just going to decorate the house or like the garden. I think we're decorating the house because I don't know how waterproof the clay is and I don't want to test it out. And also gouache is water soluble, so it reactivates with water. So if I put it outside in Ireland, it would be such a fun time watching all the paint just wash off. So they are going to be decorating my room, kind of. Dad was thinking of putting a shelf next to my desk. And I kind of feel like, yeah, that would be a good option because it's all crowded up there. I need more space for all my stuff. We're going to add yellow flowers. Like very pale yellow. True, a glaze that makes it waterproof. I currently don't have one in my room. And I'm also saving my pocket money for in the event that next week when I'm spending the day in Dublin, I have my pocket money. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn on the big light. It's just not bright enough in here for you to properly see that. Well, I think there's like matte glazes as well. Yes, for now I can spend money on other things that I may or may not need. There we go. Look at it. Ah, I love it. Okay. Oh, the door does not have a frame, which is unfortunate. Let's add a bit of blue to this. Probably. I will have to see, you know, what the art course is going to require me to have. I do already have a lot here, I gotta say, that I can work with, as you can see. Clay, yarn, paint, and empty tape rolls that I've repainted to make a fairy house. Mm. Satisfying my desire for fairy houses. Buy it all, buy it all! I'll take the lot. Thank you very much. No, it needs to be more pinkish. So I'm gonna add some of the magenta in there. That's good enough. Maybe a little bit darker. There we go. And it's on the doorknob as well. One of each, I meant 2 of each to be sure. Extra sure, but I have everything I need. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Oh, it's still so soft. I love the base. I've kind of been considering making clay flowers and then also sticking them on, but then I feel like that would be too fragile to put on there. So I won't do it. I don't think it's gonna end good for me if I did do it. I'll just add a little bit of shading, or I guess highlights, a couple of highlights to the leaves. Give them a bit more dimension. Tiny flowers would look pretty though. Tiny flowers would look pretty, but I feel like my skill set is not ready to comply with that. Be very funny to watch me struggle to make these flowers. I meant to keep them from falling over and sticking them to the surface, which is now fluffy as well. I don't know how well the glue would go with the yarn. I mean, it goes well with yarn and the hard surface underneath, so maybe it wouldn't be that big of an issue, but I don't know. Do I want to risk it? Do I want to risk it? I don't know. I think I'll go with painting the flowers on for now. They do look very pretty. Just like this. Risk it for the cookie/biscuit. Do I want to risk it for my biscuit? I don't know. Also, thank you for the cookies. Cookies! I wish I had some real cookies right now. Let's add a little bit of shading to these flowers, just like tiny dots. Doesn't need to be exact or anything, just needs to be something to make them look less flat, I suppose. Kind of want to add a rose bush kind of deal. but I don't feel that would go very well. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to start with it. No, I'll stick to painting the flowers and stuff on. The door needs a doorknob, so I'ma just paint a doorknob. I'll make this one golden though and not much of a door frame. Okay, that looks roundish. Real cookies would be great. You cannot eat them, but it's the thought that counts. The thought of eating cookies counts. Okay, I see how it is. From far away it looks so cute. I like it. I like it. And it really adds something to that area. Like, it doesn't look so brown anymore. Like, boring. Interesting. Boring. Interesting. Okay, The thing is, since this has some 3D elements, I don't know. Would be very fun to have something hanging from there, but again. How do I do that? With what I have, I mean I've got glue and I don't know if I have green yarn still. And if I do have some, I'm pretty sure it's Mum's. Don't tell her. But I still have yarn that belongs to her. Haha. Ooh. What could be fun though is, you know how you can have apple trees or other fruit trees that don't, grow in as a tree, but like on the side of a wall. I feel like that would be very fun to have. So we would have a similar deal to this, but it would be a tree, I guess. I'ma do it. I'm going to give this fairy some tiny apples. Because apples. Grapevines. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to need a reference for that. So let me get my phone. Grapevines. I like the idea of grapevines. Well, to be fair, there's also space here for vines. So we could put grapes here and then put the apple tree still there. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let me get my phone. There we go. Let's go to Pinterest. Very Mediterranean. Yeah, it's a Mediterranean. Go away, fly. Go away. That's my tea. And now it's sitting on my laptop. The fly loves me. Or at least it likes me enough to stick around me. It's cleaning its little legs. Right, let's start with the apple tree. On wall. Yeah, sort of like that. But less straight. The fly just wants attention. It does. Where can I put my phone without it falling over? There. Right. got a brown, yay. Okay, we're going to start the tree kind of here, and then it'll go here, underneath there. Of course, Korea. Okay. Huh? How's the heist not working? Oh wait. Oh, you've done so many things at once, and the chat on there up there has not caught up. Fine, bunny it is. You just like making me get up. Bunny, I'll put him here. Leave him here. Perfect. How are you this morning, Korea? Bit tired, a bit alive, and a tinge of mashed potatoes. That's what I feel like. I'm feeling good. I'm happy because the Fairyhouse is looking very cute. With the flowers and stuff. Hang on, it's focused on the bunny and not on the house. There we go. Right, and right now we're painting a sort of apple tree on the wall of our fairy house, which is very fun. Right, we're gonna start with just a bunch of leaves. Life is crazy, yeah. Oh, half the crew died, and only Albion survived with 2,000 points. Well, at least it's something, am I right? Better luck next time for the others. Yeah, it's the thought that counts, you know? The thought. Not that you win. Wow. Emma's 2009 points. That's pretty good. Looks like you're still on the timeout for the gambling, Korea. The bot doesn't wanna right now. I don't think I raised it. I don't know how much it is. Yeah. Wow. How do you all have so many points? I don't think I have that many points actually myself, because I'm mostly just passively on here. Woo. I like it. Oops. Don't start sitting on my arm, please. Oh, it's almost all freeze. I like that. You don't need to donate points to me, please. Goodness. I'm doing perfectly fine with my points. I'm okay with what I have. You have enough to spare. To be fair, that is true. That's a good point. You have more than enough. Okay. Your votes count. You can't. Well, you can give away points, but you can't automatically add points to yourself. I think I could do that because I'm admin, but it sadly does not work that way. Scam. Okay, let's not scam each other either, because that's mean. Right, let's paint on some delicious apples because I want my fairy to have some fruit on there. We could have a friendly scam. Amian wins the duel. Yes, show Korea how it's done. Oh, to be fair, now that it's 11, that does make sense, Emma. Scam lunch. But it won't let me do that. Scam the lunch. How do you scam a lunch? Like I don't think that would work. Scam lunch command. Okay. If I remember to, I will do that for this. But only because you asked so nicely. How many times do I have to do cookie for you to feel full? Now I have to switch the bunny for my moth dragon. Okay. Oops. That did not just happen. Hi. I'll just have him sitting in the corner, I guess. Ugh. Let me move my phone and put Pitch here. I'm very proud of the wings. That was quite a bit of a weird thing for me to figure out. One of these days, maybe, yeah. One of these days I can do that. Right now, though, we are focusing on the fairy house. Ooh, Pidge is a bit too close to my... There we go. There we go. Okay. The fairy's got lots of beautiful apples. Zayati! Hi, how are you doing? What's the... Oh! What? Okay. Trip's been cancelled. Now that feels pointless. Oh well, I've still got the morning stream, which is fine. Did I lock my door? Yes, I locked it. Can always go to Cavern some other time, I suppose. I think it's very funny that Ireland has this habit of having a county and then a town inside the county that has the same name as the county. Also have fun lurking, Zaiti. And also Kureria. Enjoy the tomatoes and cucumbers. Now our fairy has apples. Sort of. Still gotta add details to that. Oh, the tinier brush, the size 0 brushes also looks very beat up. I think I need to change my the way I do the way I take them outside for things. Oh, that does not look good at all. So afraid. We have single province states with the same name. Like Morphia? Did I pronounce that correctly? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't know. Let's add some yellow in there. Make it orange, because apples, you know. Oh yeah. It happens, you know, trips get cancelled sometimes. Close enough is good enough for me. And I think I'll add more leaves, but in a lighter shade over that in a bit. Oops. Ah! Yeah, okay. Brush control is not happening much today, is it? Technically, I think it would be better if I had it here, so I'm gonna have to move the camera a bit. No, a winged person. Okay, I think that's good enough. So it's as good as it's gonna get, I guess. little fairy. That does remind me that I feel like I kind of do need a fairy for the house at some point. I need to make a fairy, but not right now. Right now I just want to paint and make the house look pretty. To be fair, yeah, I get your point. It is a bit small and tiny, but that's kind of a point because fairies are small and tiny. Yeah. Uh-huh. Dad's just telling us that he's going to be locking the door while he and Mum go out. That's fine. I'm okay just being here and painting. I just realized I should probably be putting some sort of shadow underneath the plant because it's obviously going to be casting a shadow. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind while we do that. That and shadows underneath the window. We're gonna make it look a little bit more realistic, I suppose. Can't wait to get to it though. So much someone can do. Let me try and reactivate very dark green over here. There we go. Now we're gonna add shadow leaves on the bottom here. Dot. It's funny how adding dots makes it look more how these little dots are just look like leaves. I love it. Oh, it looks so much better now, but it's got some shadow in it as well. That looks so much better. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love my little fairy house. This is going so well. I am happy. Happy as can be. Someone's making noises somewhere, I don't know where. But someone's been doing some sort of noise, I don't know. Kind of a bit weird, but oh well. But yes, I like it. It looks very, very lovely. Right, one, we'll shade in the tree bark bits and try to add shadows underneath our two plants that we have right now. It's all coming together so well. I kind of feel like putting plant pots inside of the windows, like add some more color that way as well. Because my goal right now is simply just get rid of all the brown and make it look a little more lively, like someone is living here, you know. We've got roses now and an apple tree. Ooh. I'm gonna add grapes in this area that is still brown. The apple tree feels so big. I kind of feel like having it go up here as well. Like not just staying down there, but also going up into this area. Maybe I'll do that in a bit later when I feel confident in doing that. Aww, camera died! Camera died. Alright. I think I need to go check on Best Mod for a second. I'll be back in a moment. Okay. turn my camera back on. Have to solve that real quick. Alright. Everyone's just a bit mad. And our parents were cancelling the trip right now. A bit upset. But it's sort of been sorted now. I don't know. Doing our best here, I guess. Hurts a bit when parents do that, you know. Say that, you know, we can come along on a trip and then not keeping to that promise whatsoever. And just saying that we can't come with them. That kind of hurts. Oh well, now we're home alone, I guess. That's something. It's very annoying, but it's something, I suppose. Thanks for the hug. I really hope we're gonna be alright now, though. I really hope we'll be fine. That's true, I do have you guys to watch me paint. That's something nice at the very least. Right, how am I gonna do this? Right, I'm gonna need the small brush. Smaller brush, but I'm gonna need this size 0 brush. This isn't gonna work with. It's currently leaving me alone. Don't know how long that's gonna last, but for the moment it's leaving me be. Which is nice. Never mind. It's on Pidge. I can see it right up there in the corner. Oh, and now it's on my cup. It was on my cup. Where did you go? What? Look at the fly giving me a visit. Oi, Mighty. Stay off. Mighty. Smite it out of existence. I don't want to kill it. It's a little bit of company in this room. And I like company. You know. So I'll just let it explore my desk, I guess. Oi! Stay away from my tea. It's a very naughty fly. It's paint. Stay out of that. It's... Oh god, it's eating the paint, I think. It's eating my paint. What are you eating my paint for, huh? It's crawling around on my arm. And back to the paint. I guess the paint is more enticing than my... Oh, it's colourful. So, oh gosh, does it think my paint is flowers? I sure hope you don't think my paint is flowers. Yeah, go ahead and clean yourself, because the paint is a bit sticky, I think. That's not a good idea. Flybird. Quoth the famous song, no woman, no fly. I don't think I've heard of that song ever. No woman, no cry. I think I've heard of that one. At some point, I don't know. I don't know. Dad tried to argue that we both have our bus tickets, so we could technically still go on the trip if we wanted to. But like... I think it takes longer than driving with a car. We haven't tried the buses here yet. I mean, we could if we really wanted to, but like, the point of it was to go as a family. Ish, kind of. I mean, we were going to be separated because mum and dad have an appointment to get to, but... I feel really bad because I know that sometimes my parents watch the streams I do, so I don't want to be talking too badly of them. It's just a bit annoying. I mean, yeah, we do have the bus tickets, but it's not the same. And at the moment, I don't know. I mean, the younger ones don't have bus tickets, for one. They don't have those, so they would have to pay the full charge. They don't have bus tickets that give you the discount. So, what are we supposed to do with them? Leave them at home? That's not happening. Just make this shadow a little bit bigger underneath, so it's like... I don't know if there is a kid discount. I know that with the Leap card that you do get a discount, but my younger siblings don't have the Leap card. There probably is. I don't know. We would have to do a bit of research on that, and we were not prepared to do that research for today. We can't just leave the kids at home all alone. I think that's against the law. So, like, that kind of nullifies that argument. And I know that Becky was very excited to check out the library as well. There'll be other days, I guess. Other days where we can go with we can go there, explore the town a bit on our own. Flies back to crawling around in close proximity to me. Wonder what it'll do. Yeah, we all wanted to really go. I was looking forward to just leaving the house for a bit. Because I have trouble going out on my own accord. Sometimes it's a bit embarrassing, but sometimes I just get too lazy to just go out on my own, especially when I'm not in a good mood. When I'm in a good mood, I have no problem going outside. But when I'm in a bad mood and my mental health is not going too well, or not doing too well, I struggle to just go outside. Yeah, I often don't have the energy to force myself though, and so I would just end up not going anywhere. Well, I guess today I can just stay here and paint with you guys. Make my house pretty. It's one of the reasons I signed up for the gym in the first place. That way I've got money pressure behind me. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't think I'd ever sign up for a gym though. I like being outside and walking and taking pictures of things that I think are pretty, rather than, you know. Oh, we've got something going. We've got something going, yeah. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. I'm back. Okay. Let's try to get back on track. Oh, I got green paint on there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do tree branch over the top of the window. I think that might be close enough to the colour I was using before for the branches. Thank you. I'm really happy with it as well. I'm just going to keep painting because I need something to distract myself. And I don't want to end up sitting on my bed all day again, like I did yesterday. Although I was sitting in bed yesterday and crocheting things that I kind of don't need. Yeah, that was something. That was something. So I'm just gonna keep painting. Yay! Just keep painting, just keep painting, just keep painting, painting, painting. Really wish I could get myself to paint more recently. Like, it would keep me out of bed for sure. Everything at a time. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Right. I think I'll finish painting the apple tree. And then I'm going to start adding plant pots inside of these windows. Or at least like curtains or something. Just give it a little bit more life. I just painted over the shadow with that one, oops. The shadow on the wall. Let me just try and fix that. There we go. I don't have any more shadows to add on windows. Okay. What I can do is add highlights just for a little bit of extra stuff. Oh, I love pastel colors. Every detail is always welcome. I am going to go into so much detail with this one just because, hold on, I think that area should not be in highlight. Oops, too much. Oh well. I already have best viewers, thank you. Best viewers on u.to/OCQ. Yeah, that doesn't sound like like one of those bad links you should never click. Ban! What kind of bot sells best viewers? Viewers, I get it, but best. Gosh, they're getting very full of themselves, aren't they? Thinking that they can replace my very lovely viewers with bot viewers that will probably write the most fake sounding messages ever. Like, if I was to let that happen, I can say goodbye to genuine conversations with chat, I think. So no, that's not gonna happen. But why specifically best? It's so that you feel like your viewers are currently worthless, and you need better ones. Yeah, that's how chat is going to go if I allowed bots into my viewership. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me. Have you done pinch pot before? No? Don't think I have. Oh no, now it's getting pinker rather than orange, which is not what I wanted. But which is defeating the final boss. Wow, that portrait looks great! Just always off topic. I did a class where a teacher just guides you through making a clay pinch pot. Ah. I can't picture what a pinch pot is. Maybe you can send a picture in the Discord and I'll look at it. You pot and then you pinch. Thanks for that explanation, Abby, and I still can't picture it. Technically, that's more in shadow than it is in light. So I guess the lighter leaves would be down here. don't think I've ever done that. I've made a coil bowl once on a birthday where we were in a museum and they had like a workshop. Birthday parties in Germany were fun. Like, especially if the birthday kid took you somewhere cool. We made little clay sculptures and little coil bowls, like bowls made of the coils. It was very fun, I gotta say. We never got the bowls though. Like the kid, like the parents, I think, kept them, or maybe it broke. I don't know, or they lost it. I don't know what happened with the bowls. I don't have it. That's for sure. Sad. That does sound like fun. Set streams every Wednesday. Streamed once. Made a Spanish pot. There's a streamer guy who made pottery. Oh, that guy, yeah. Put my gravy bowl into Discord. Let me just... Oh, my foot fell asleep. Artsy cats. Figured. That is the... Oh, wait. I also have the crafty cats. The crafty cats, yeah. I think... But I've been posting the Fairyhouse and the Artsy Cats channel as well. I don't know what I was thinking with the crafty cats. That looks very cool though. I like how the handle is just going inside to the inside. We did the glaze and fired it after the class. Oh, that's so cool. That is really cool. I can't wait to see what the course is going to be like, the art course that I got into for the college level stuff. Well, not college, I think. I think that it's very confusing, but it's somewhere between university and their leaving certs. I'm going to add extra highlight leaves on top just because I feel like adding highlight leaves. Is there a point where you do too much? Yes, but this is not the point. I just feel like the highlight leaves don't stand out enough, so I need extra highlight leaves. This was air dry clay, the one that I've got here, because I can't put anything in. I don't feel like putting anything in the oven. I don't like going downstairs at the moment. I prefer being locked in my room or somewhere outside, preferably either alone or with my siblings. If you ask Baroque enjoyers, there is no such thing as too much. It just evolves into Rococo. I understand that. Just thinking about the way the dresses were back then. Oh my gosh. On one hand, would love a dress like that. On the other hand, that looks like a lot of layers that are going to be very heavy. And also time consuming to make. But I don't think this is Rococo yet. This is just Fairyhouse. Very cutesy Fairyhouse. Currently still needs more detail. Because I like detail. At least sometimes I do. Sometimes I feel like, adding detail is just a chore, but today... I don't know. I have never worn a corset, so I will not say if it's bad or not. I think it depends on how well you fit it and if you're into tight lacing or not. And I don't think I would be into tight lacing because I like to breathe. That's so pretty. 90% of the time is bad for your health. I mean, it depends, I guess. Like before, corsets, there were stays which had a lot less structure and stuff. So it was literally just a little bit of support for. It was basically like a bra. Just underwear, to support skirt layers and stuff. Wasn't so bad, I think. And I mean, women's did wear them for centuries, so who knows? Maybe there's something we're missing. I've got to pat this out because it has the same kind of color as the brunch, and I don't like that. So I'll just pat it out. There we go. Okay, think. Oh, I like it. Bra? No, not before corsets. It was kind of like the predecessor to corset. Like, I'm not the dress historian, but as far as I understand it, stays, as they were called, are kind of like corsets, but with less structure-ish, kind of. But for further information, ask a dress historian and not me. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Okay, on to the grapevines in this area. Well, back then they were doing straight up morphine and such. We worked with leather pins, so of course it's that bad. Exactly, there are worse things than corsets. Like arsenic for the green pretty clothes. Wow, we're just getting worse now. Alright, grapevines on wall. I think I'm going to go with purple grapes just because green grapes will not show up so well. Some are just it's very interesting though. Like it's kind of grown up first, so it's we're gonna have a very bushy kind of leaves. We're gonna have very bushy leaves like up here. We'll just kind of have a tree branch coming here, and we're gonna probably put some flowers in the rest of it. But then just bushy there, and there's just purple grapes hanging from it. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And now, good job defeating that boss. The boss of art. The boss of art is a difficult one. It is the hardest one out there that you could face. Love how adding red to green just dulls it a little bit. And makes a very, very nice, not so bright green that is very cute. Right, I'm gonna add basic layer of leaves. We're gonna have it grow up here, actually, towards the door. Get in those nooks and crannies. Make it green, make it green, make it green. Ta-da! Blob of green paint has been added. The leaves are a lot bigger, so I'm just going to add a lot of big leaves. I'm going to try and add yellow to the green, make it a little bit of a different colour. I know the paint is still wet, but I don't think I'm going to care if it mixes with anything right now. I just let it have a little bit of fun, get to know the rest of its buddies. The paint, just let it mix, let it have fun. Up here we're gonna go with the darkest kind of shades because this is in shadow. And here as well because that's also in shadow. Tree! I also don't have a boss command, I'm sorry. I don't have a boss command. Right, on to the grapes. I'm going to make them purple to make them stand out. Or I guess this is going to be pink. It's a very pink leaning purple. That's okay. And I'm just gonna do a bunch of dots. I kind of get like thick at the top and not so thick at the bottom, like a cone upside down but with dots. I think it wouldn't be so bad if I made one like higher up. So easy to paint grapes. It's just my soul that lingers. Coreria's soul is always with us. I feel honored. Right, I feel like it needs more purple, so I'm going to add more grapes. Now for this shadow, that is a must. Okay. Wow, I'm loving this. We now have a grape tree. We have roses, and we have a very big apple tree kind of feel thing that's just growing all over the place now. Let's paint stuff into the windows. I'm going to start with a triangle. I feel like we could go with something that's kind of bright orange-ish. Sometimes we start with plants from the pot, but today I think I'm going from flower down to a pot. So we're gonna add the stems. I think I need this smaller brush. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to try and draw thin lines with a brush, but it's way too thick for thin lines. Let me zoom you guys in just a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. I'm really missing some sun from like the roof window. Really missing that. Those emojis are so cute. Ah, head pats. It's head pats. Oh my gosh. Eee! I love head pats. And hugs. I love hugs too. I think I'm going to add a curtain kind of to the triangle window. I'll make the curtain. I think I'm going to make it pink. So we're going to add a lot of white there. Ah, that is so cute. That is really adorable. That reminds me, I need to add the emojis on our currently new Discord server, I guess. The one that we are now going to be keeping. think a stream with you two would be very fun. Like when you two stream together, I think that would be very fun. I'd watch it, probably, depending on how I'm feeling that day. I don't watch a lot of Twitch lately. I wonder if I would watch more if I was feeling better. Probably. Would probably watch more if I was feeling better. But an hour to set up Streamlabs. I don't know if it would take that long. I don't remember how long it took me. I think it took me a couple of days actually. Make it 10 seconds. 10 seconds to set up. There we go. We've added a little bit of life in there. Just a little bit. Right, let's add the blue back in there. Because I've kinda gotta repaint some of that window frame right there. It's not gonna be color matched, of course, but it's gonna be something. Mid-tone, I guess. Oh, but the triangle window doesn't have any highlights. How did I miss that? Oh, it looks adorable. I feel like putting something slightly different in everyone. So we've got a flower pot there now. What if she has a pet bird or a pet bug? A little ladybug. Let's put a little ladybug on the window. A little ladybug. You won! And that's my tea. Okie dokes. But at least you have more points than Korea, which is something, you know. Baby the frog. Sad froggy, sad froggy. I'll draw a cactus in there. The fairy has a little mini cactus. There we go. Mini cactus. And that's gonna be a ladybug, the red dot. Little cactus. And then first 3 months managed to get bits of my beard white, apparently too. Or for a month for free. Furry and white stripes. Oh no! Oh, that sucks. I don't know if I'm going to be going white at 30. My parents both my parents still, well, mum has a little bit of white in her, well, grey, more grey in her hair. Dad, I haven't seen any grey hairs yet. Maybe there are. But I think we take a while to go grey in my family. So luck's gonna be that I'm going to be 50 and still rock some brown hair. Right, let's not overdo the dots. Just try. Oh my gosh. Painting a tiny ladybug is a challenge. But I think it looks okay. And the dots make it a cactus. Ta-da! Tiny little cactus in the window. Grey hair grows stronger. I hope to get it ASAP because that means your hair won't fall down later on. Really? That's the first bit I'm hearing that. But that is an interesting hair fact. For this one I'm just gonna put one of those plants that has just leaves and no flowers. Paint the scalp white. That does sound like a bit of fun. But I think my hair won't fall out. Or at least I hope it won't. I'm pretty sure it won't. Huh? The door is locked. Give me a second. Huh? Oh, wait. You're saying we have to make lunch now?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not done yet though. So much for finishing the paint job on the Fairyhouse. But it is a very close finish. Like, look. Look. That's best mod telling me I need to go lunch. I need to go do lunch. Yeah, I don't wanna. But I need to go help make lunch. Because mum and dad are at their appointment thing. Well, it was fun being with you two, you guys. 4. It was 4. Emma, Zaiti, Kuriria, and Abiam. She won't even come in to say hi. Alright. The door is locked. I'm not gonna unlock it now. I can't show up next Wednesday because of the concert I'm going to. But hopefully next week on Friday I'll be there to do more painting on this and add glitter. I'm very excited because it's really starting to look like a nice, cute little fairy house. I'm really proud of myself.